Hi, Komal. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. So,
Hello.
yeah, so this is actually our speaker dashboard, and then the student will join us using YouTube link.
Okay.
I'm bringing to you the YouTube link. You can open through your other gadget, so you will not confuse with this one.
Okay. So should I be using this or no?
This Hangout is for speaker for our to broadcast to student,
Okay.
and then student will watching using the YouTube. If you want to look the broadcaster or the viewer, you can open the link, the
Okay.
YouTube.
Then I just need to look at this, right?
Okay, and then you can share your laptop, share screen on this
Through
one.
present through go/present, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
or the simple one is share your screen,
How do I do that?
left panel
Hmm?
on the left side,
Yeah.
and then you got screen share, the green one.
Ah, cool.
Yeah,
I'm learning so much, Alia.
and then actually the cameraman is me. I'm the one who the choose which which of our viewer will be sent to the student, if yours
Got it.
or mine.
Got it. So, I'm trying to think. We're starting off just talking about that they're extending, right? And if they can't extend until the spring, they should communicate.
Yeah,
And then we'll go to the form.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Wait, does that look okay on your end?
Yeah, I see myself.
Okay, cool. And then this is what I'm gonna go into.
Nice, cool.
Cool. Can they see me right now?
No, because you're still presenting.
Ah, so
Uh,
I should start presenting after.
yep, yep.
Okay, 10-4. Got it. Cool.
If you're ready, I will share the link YouTube to the student.
Perfect. I'm ready.
Okay, maybe we need to wait the 5 until 10 minutes because the student actually.
Yeah,
Okay,
sounds good.
okay. We have six TSC watching.
Cool. Hi, everyone. I believe we're still waiting for a few more people, but hello.
Okay, I think we can start, Komal.
Okay. Sounds good. Alia, you can hear me?
Yeah, clear.
Beautiful. Hi, everyone. I'm Komal. I feel like I've chatted with a lot of you in the WhatsApp group, and we've met briefly, but I work with Erica supporting DSC globally. I sit in New York. Thank you so much for jumping on today. There's a few key things that we want to go over today, including just our plan for this coming year and how that involves you. And then secondly, talking about, reporting as a whole. So activities that you guys are doing and how you're sharing them with us over here running the global program. So firstly, before we jump into that, and I have a deck prepared, I'd love feedback at the end of it. I did want to talk to you guys a little bit. I know some of you may have heard, but in regards to your term as DSC leads, we are hoping that we can extend it until the next round of applications. So it was the first year, and you guys started at different times, and for the sake of continuity and to be able to start give you enough time to truly have a profound impact, we were hoping that we could have the leads currently in place extend until the end of the academic year in April, May, June, that area until we launch new applications. And then from there, you'll be transitioning to the new leads. That process, we're figuring it out. But if there's any of you that are not interested in doing that, I do need you guys to reach out to either Alia, Natalia, or Vibavi to share so that we can make sure that we come up with a plan to support your communities. But yeah, that's the biggest thing that I want to make sure that all of you know. The second thing that we're here to talk about today is activity reporting. And this, I made a little deck. You guys are seeing it for the first time. So please, if you have any feedback or questions, just put it into the chat, and we'll try to, if we have time, address it at the end. If not, I can at least shoot out an email answering any of your questions. But please, I would appreciate any kind of feedback that you have. The goal for today is to really talk about activity reporting for DSC leads, not just in Indonesia, but in India and SSA as well. So the same deck and point is going to be shared with the other regions. Now, jumping in, I wanted to talk to you guys about just kind of the goal, right? So the conversations that Erica and I have with stakeholders at Google when we talk about the DSC program, we talk about our goal being we're here to create impact, right? Create impact within students and then empower them to impact their communities through technology. And each of you have been doing amazing work for the last few months, and you've been bringing this vision to life. The way that we've been doing that is we kind of clearly defined out the mission, right? You guys are the first year, you've done amazing work through feedback, and each of you sharing, hey, this is why DSC is important. This is how I do it. We were able to align around a clear mission of what the program is about. The program essentially identifies and supports university student leaders like each of you who are passionate about growing developer communities that foster learning, sharing, and collaboration. The clubs in itself, the purpose is that they create opportunities for students, right? Around three key things. They grow knowledge on developer technologies, and much more because you're learning a lot more. But the concept is through peer-to-peer workshops and events, right? There's training disseminated where there's peer-to-peer workshops happening and then events which involve speakers and are more one-directional. The second piece is we take that knowledge and we convert it into relevant skills. Now, industry experience by project-based learning, where you connect with local organizations and businesses and you identify challenges that they're facing and you come up with solutions that are tech-based solutions to help them. This doesn't have to be just an application, but could be something like bringing them online, could be on any of the product areas, right? So you're growing knowledge through trainings, you're converting to relevant skills through projects, and lastly, you're showcasing these prototypes and solutions to the local community and the industry leaders. It's really important to understand that the program is so much more than just training. And I think in Indonesia specifically, the leads have really done an outstanding job of engaging with the community in a truly profound way, where not only are you disseminating knowledge, but you're truly engaging, providing support, and building solutions that are making your countries and your communities better. So, before I jump into anything else, just thank you for the work that you guys have been doing. It's been really inspiring. And Vibe put together a document sharing a lot of the stories, and Erica and I have been sharing it with different Googlers. So just thank you. Anyway, as we move on back to the original point, we're here to talk about reporting the activity that you're doing. The key 4 activities, like we mentioned, are 4 things. One is workshops, which are hands-on training activities. This could include a hackathon, right? Events are the second one. These are non-hands-on activities. So for example, a lecture or a seminar with speakers. The third thing is projects. Now, the prior reporting form asked about meetings with businesses. So this is a new tenet, right? This is talking about tangible projects because one of our goals, like we mentioned here, our second goal is providing relevant industry experience by solving problems, right? So projects, tangible projects that you can talk about and submit when you're in an interview or that you can add links to on your LinkedIn. We want this to be something that has gone through the development cycle where you've identified a challenge, you've built a prototype, you've tested it through feedback. It doesn't necessarily have to be published, but it does have to have gone through a lot of those stages. Those are the kind of projects that we want you to be submitting to us, right? And it should be solving a problem faced by a local organization or a business. Lastly, we have showcases, and these are events, these are celebratory events where you showcase your projects, whether it's one, whether it's many. It doesn't have to be just in your university, right? You guys have done this in your cities, in partnerships with other communities. For example, if your city has a GDG that's hosting a Dev Fest, get involved. See if you can showcase your work there, because it's a really great opportunity to get feedback from industry professionals as well as network and build those relationships that will really support you professionally outside of university. So these are the 4 activities, and I thought, Erica and I were talking about it, and I think it was important to define each one so it was clear what each activity was so that it can also support how you communicate the program to faculty, to other people, family members, just attendees, just help them understand what the program is about. Now, in regards to reporting, super important. It's Google in any program uses reporting, right? We invest resources in programs, and the best way to know whether we're doing the right thing or we need to invest in something else is by seeing how we're doing, and how we're doing, data supports that. And in our program, especially with developer student clubs, it's contingent upon what you share. I do want to clarify, I know there's a lot of communication via WhatsApp and email, but I do want to share from my perspective, the official way for us to know about the work you are doing is through this reporting form, right? So there's a lot of, in a different region, we have 191 chapters. Of them, if we were looking at the report, I would only see half of them are active, simply because they've never shared a form with us. Doesn't mean that the activities aren't happening, it just means they haven't shared it. But from our perspective, that means that they're not active because we will only know what you tell us. So I do want to reiterate, why it's important to be reporting your activities. The key thing is this is the official way for Googlers to know about the work you're doing. It tells us a story about the program globally. which region is doing what, where do we need to provide additional support. And it tells us about you and your club. For example, one way that this can be used is, let's say in Surabaya, there's a community that's doing a lot of workshops. And we have recently, there's another club somewhere else that maybe is struggling with getting off the ground. We could, a regional POC could say, hey, lead from Surabaya, I'm going to have you connect with the lead from this other community to work and collaborate together. And this can really help all of us get better. So one, it's the official way. And two, this really helps us make good decisions. So it's reviewed weekly by myself, by Erica, by your regional POCs. And it's super, super important to be providing accurate and up-to-date information. Honestly, guys, this is not a mandatory thing, right? However, gathering data and using data to guide our decisions is something that we all do, not just at Google. I know you guys are doing it as you're building your projects as well. And I just want to reinforce how important it is. So here's why. Next, how to share it. This reporting form that I'm going to walk you guys through actually is a result of feedback shared by leads. So remember I was telling you guys about a lot of different clubs that were showing up as inactive. When I came back from India, so in August, Erica and I went to India, and we traveled around and we met a lot of different universities and leads, and started reaching out to them, and they weren't really filling out the form. On our end, it showed inactive. On their end, they said they were doing a lot of stuff. I then reached out to leads in different regions. So in Indonesia, I talked to a few leads. In Sub-Saharan Africa, I talked to a few leads. And the feedback shared from them was very blunt. They said that the form, one, was a little confusing. Two, asked a lot of questions, so it was really long. And three, they just overall didn't have the time. And so we started working on fixing the problem. So there's two-pronged. One piece is you guys are responsible as leads for sharing the work that you're doing. But on our end, on Google's end, on Erica and my end, it's our responsibility to make a tool that's easy to use, right? What's the point if we have a tool that's really lengthy and strenuous and you don't want to use it? So there was accountability on each end. So every time there's an activity, we want you to share it via this form. This form is shorter, it's easier, and it's based on feedback from different leads. So thank you so much, guys. I'm going to click into this now, so bear with me, but we can look at it together, right? Now, the form is built. So this is the same form that every region is going to see. And as we expand, they'll be seeing it as well. So it'll build consistency. Now, for example, I'll fill it out. Let's say we are in Indonesia next.
Komal.
Hi.
Please share your screen.
Got it. 1 second. Thank you, Alia. I apologize for that. Hey, Alia, were you guys able to see this deck at all?
Yeah, you see now.
Okay, got it. So guys, I'm going to be sending this deck out to you. So if you have any questions or feedback on it, please do let me know. I apologize that I wasn't sharing sooner. Like we talked about, here's the goal, our mission, and you guys can dig into it. If you have any thoughts, please email me. The key activities, workshops, events, projects, showcases, the importance of reporting the activities, that it's the official way for Googlers to know about your work. And lastly, it's reviewed weekly by us and it helps us make better decisions. The form is a result of feedback from different leads in different regions, and it's much shorter, much easier, and I really appreciate everyone's contribution to it. I'm going to click into the form so we can fill it out together, okay? So it is 10:51, so it should take less than a few minutes, right? So we're in Indonesia. My name is Komal. Let's pretend I am going to this university and that I want to submit a workshop, for example. Now, workshop and event, it's asking very similar questions, right? At the top, it's going to define that workshops are hands-on, events are more talks and seminars and panels with speakers. And we do want you to complete this form after every workshop and event. we've taken a lot of questions out to make it a lot quicker so that it is easier for you to fill this out on the day of the event. Cool. So it asks you for the date. It asks you what focus area. Maybe it was on GCP. And if it's other, you can actually add in whatever notes you want into that. Now, this area is kind of your free area where you can share, if you collaborated with someone, what your biggest challenge was. So for example, I collaborated with, let's say, Dana, and my biggest challenge was connectivity. So maybe you had challenges with the internet, and that's it, right? This will, on our end, provide us with enough insight where, let's say, Natalia can reach out to you and say, hey, so I saw you were having some challenges with connectivity. What can I do to support you? Did you use the content? Yes or no? How many students registered? Let's say 20 registered, 10 attended, 5 of them were female. Let's submit, I'll just pretend. So we want a link to your photos. We, again, simplified this area down. And how was your overall experience? Maybe it wasn't great, it was good, and we can reach out. So, and then you submit the form. It's super lean, super short, much easier. I know there's a lot more content and data. Like maybe there's more stuff that you want to be able to share with us. That's where I need you guys to shoot us an email after and say, hey, if I want to share X, how do I do that? Because this is the form that we're going to be using globally. But regionally, every region has different needs. So we might be able to build different forms for that. Collaboration is one thing that Alia mentioned is something that you guys do a lot of. So we're going to be building a form just for collaborators to share. Let's say, for example, we have 3 DSC leads or 4 DSC leads who have collaborated on a workshop. The DSC lead that hosts, so their university hosts the workshop, they're the one that should be submitting the form, okay? The ones that collaborated, that did not host it, so Alia and Talia Vaipavi and I will come up with a form for the collaborators so we have that data as well. So that's super important. Now, I do want to also take a second to fill out the project side. So let's take a look at this. Again, my name is Komal. I'm at this university. And let's say my club just finished a project. I want to report that. Now the top will describe the project. So it's a tech-based solution. It's built by members of a DSC. It's solving a problem faced by a local business or organization. And it can be based on any tech product area. It should at least go through the testing stage of the development cycle, but does not necessarily need to be published to the Google Play Store, for example. This is super important because I think the program, when it started out in India, started off as just disseminating Android. And so a lot of students defer to only building apps. But there's so many more product areas, and we want you to be creative to really help your communities. So this top area describes it. It does say that each project gets its own submission. So for example, if in your community and your club, you have 4 groups that are working on projects, right? They could be working for one business, but 4 different projects. The goal is for us to understand the impact, right? So if I go back to this screen, I want to talk about what our goal is. Our goal is to understand impact, the number of students that we're impacting, and how we're impacting our communities with technology, right? So it's super important for you to share the projects, unique projects that we're working on. Each project is an example of how we're supporting our community, so sharing that. Now, for example, we will say my business is called Komal's Cookies. And my website is www.cococookies.com. Don't laugh at my company name. Project description. So let's say Komal's Cookies is having a hard time figuring out what to sell. So we are going to build a tool for them to track what they are selling the most of. So this gives us an idea of what the problem the company is facing and how do you plan to solve the problem. Keep it really brief. You don't need to go into details of it because there's an area lower in the questionnaire where you can submit a link for your project. Next, it asks you for the date of the project. So when did you start it, right? We're going to be getting additional feedback around how long it took, but for now, let's just focus on when the project was started. Is this project for a new business, new organization, or someone that we've already done projects for? So has your DSC, if your DSC has not done any projects for them, they're a new one. If your DSC has made other projects for them, they're an existing one. So let's say you have other groups that are also working on projects for this one business, they're an existing organization. If there's someone that is unique, then it's new. And this is the reason why we're asking this is because we want to understand how we're impacting the community and to what extent, right? So how many local organizations did you provide support to? We want to know what technologies you're currently or planning to use in this project. So for example, in Komal's Cookies case, we're going to be using PWA. If there's else, you can add that in. And then how many students worked on this project. So for example, maybe the group was 10 students working on this project. And my link to the project, I'll just crack something in, is this guy. This is just a link, and it can be in whatever way for us to see all your details around the project. And then lastly, photos from this. Quick note, the reason we ask about group photos and action shots is so that we can also share them. So the report that Vibe created, for example, we want to be able to share the work you're doing and put a spotlight on you. So any photos you share, we'll reach out to make sure that you're comfortable with it. But the reason we're doing that is we want to be able to share it with Googlers and back with you guys through a newsletter. So that's why we ask for this. And then lastly, how was your experience overall organizing it? Please be honest. If it was challenging, I want you to put down a 1, right? If it was amazing, put down a 5. This is the best way. It's a tool for us to know whether this is an easy thing for you to do or a challenging thing for you to do, and for us to dig in and ask questions why. So for example, let's say I had a very challenging time. This will be room for me to dig in and pick up the phone and say, hey, Komal, you worked on this project. What was going on? Cool. And you hit submit. So hope that this was helpful in you seeing how short and concise the form is. Showcases, really simple as well. We can quickly take a look at that. And I'm submitting a lot. And here, I don't know if you meant a showcase. Cool. Showcase, similarly, there's a description at the top. You put the date, 2 to 3 sentences. Please share details around who attended. Was it faculty? Was it professionals? Did you maybe partner with a GDG? Was there a theme? Was there a focus? Anything that you want us, the key things that you would want us to know about your showcase, right? So if we were to share it, we were able to describe it the way you would want us to. Number of attendees. So it was a showcase at a Dev Fest. And got a lot of feedback. Something simple. Number of attendees, let's say there were 50 people at this Dev Fest. That's really low. And we showcased 3 projects from our club. And here is our link, for example. And overall, the experience was really great. And you hit submit. So again, the common theme is the form's a lot shorter, it's a lot easier, and it's based on your feedback. Really important things that I want you guys to know, right? Oop, yikes. Okay. This is the primary way to report activity for DSC. We won't know if your club is active unless you share. So for example, in Indonesia, we've got 60 DSC leads. Of them, only 56 have ever reported a activity. The challenge with something like that is we only know what you tell us, right? So those other 4 leads, you could be doing really, really great work. We won't know about it. And our responsibility on Erica's end, on my end, on Alia, Natalia, Vibhavi's end is making sure that you have a tool that's easy to use. So please take the time. A best practice that a lot of different leads that have been reporting shared is that they built time for feedback into their event. So let's say they had a 4-hour event planned. They left about 10 minutes at the end of the event for feedback, to gather feedback from their attendees and for them to quickly fill out the form. Now that the form's really short, it shouldn't take that much time. So please, I encourage you to fill it out because it's a really, really useful tool for us. Key things to know, here's the link for the form if you don't already have it. It'll get emailed to you as well as be sent in a WhatsApp group. We encourage you to submit it after every event, and for projects, submit it after it's been at least tested, right? But yeah, that's the most important stuff for you guys to know. Lastly, if you have questions or feedback, I want to make sure that you guys have the contact. So for DSE Indonesia, I know you guys communicate via WhatsApp, emails. If you share comments, feedback, I can essentially take them and add an FAQ slide into this deck, and I can send it out to you guys. So any leads that aren't on the call, for example, we can share it with them as well. My one ask is that you share this with the rest of the leads that aren't on the call via WhatsApp or any other way, and explain to them that this is the primary form that we should be using moving forward. So any activity that you guys have done in the past and shared, awesome. If there's anything that you haven't reported, I do want you to report it using this form moving forward. Okay. But yeah, I think that's the biggest stuff that I wanted to go over with you guys. Alia, do we have any questions in the chat so far?
Yes, we have.
Awesome. Would you mind just reading
Okay.
out the questions for me?
I will pass to your chat.
Sure. By the way, this is just my second time presenting something like this, so I really appreciate any feedback you guys have on my presentation skills as well. So the question that Alia said is, do we need to resubmit the past report in the old form to the new one? So anything that was done in the past that you've already submitted, you do not need to submit anymore. This is for any activity that you have not submitted yet. And each one does need an individual thing for us to make sure that our data. Any other questions?
And how about the past event that not yet sent, not yet reporting? Do we need to use this new form or the old one?
I would like the new form used for that.
I think this new form, yes.
Yeah, I agree. Natalia just jumped on too. Yeah, I think the new form, because the new form is asking about projects. I think Indonesia as a region specifically has done, their strength has been doing projects for the community. And the old form asked more about meetings than about the projects and the technologies that you're using. I think if you fill out the new form, we'll be able to, one, know about it, but two, also be able to support you and provide resources or whatever else. So yeah, new form. I didn't tell you.
Hi, Komal. I was there in the YouTube. I was there in the YouTube.
Thanks. You can give me feedback on my presentation.
We have question.
Yeah. What else?
How to find out the report that has been submitted before?
How to find out? Can you repeat that for me?
I passed on your chat.
Ah, perfect.
How to find out the report that has been submitted before?
So,
is it possible, Komal, to do like when you are filling the form, a Google form, and there is the option that uh you want us to send a copy, something like that.
interesting. Okay. Yeah. So
There's the form. I usually fill a form for anything, and then in the
send a
bottom
copy back to
there's
the person
mention like,
submitting it.
yeah.
So
You wanna have a copy?
yeah, so Natalia actually just mentioned that there's an option within the forms where we can send a copy of your submission back to you. I'm not sure if that was done in the past with the old form. What I can say is if any of you are specifically, you don't remember which activity you reported, that's something that I would reach out to either Alia, Natalia, Vibavi, or myself and we can look into on our end and see what you reported so far. Hopefully you remember what you reported. If not, I think right now we're small enough where we can afford to help you with that, right? So if, to your point, if you are not sure which activities you have submitted or you want to know what you have shared, reach out to one of the point of contact. So either Alia, Natalia, Vibavi, or even myself, and we can look up on our end by your name what has been submitted.
But it's gonna be difficult because it will be hundreds report that we need to look at.
Yeah, we can filter it by the name to see a general amount.
But maybe you can change. I mean, just say there's a function.
Yep, for the moving forward, we definitely can. Yep, and for the moving forward, I apologize, I'm speaking with Natalia as well. For moving forward on the forms, we can set it up so that you essentially get a receipt of whatever submission you're sharing. That way you can keep a record of it as well. So by the way, guys, Alia, just let me know whenever there's more questions. This morning, we shared this with India. And today, actually, right after this, we're sharing it with SSA as well. So this is going to be kind of the first main reporting forum that every region and every lead is going to be using consistently. And every lead will be sharing similar stuff. So it'll really allow us to connect all of you in a really unique way, where maybe there's projects that are being done in SSA that are similar to projects being done in Indonesia, and we can help facilitate that collaboration. I know you guys are already talking in the DSC Indonesia group, so keep our DSC International WhatsApp group. It'll be really, really cool to make sure that to see what everyone is working on too, from a project standpoint. Any other questions, Alia?
Not yet.
Okay, cool. While we're waiting on questions, the other thing I think we should talk a little bit about is at the beginning of the call, we talked about extending the leads that are currently in Indonesia until the end of the academic year. I do want you guys to know that you've been doing such amazing work. Alia, Natalia, Vibavi have, in the last 2 calls with us as a team, they've been sharing the importance of us coming up with a recognition plan, right? So on our end, we're working on reviewing the last year and just seeing, what did we accomplish in that last year, and being able to send you kind of highlights from that so you know all the work that you guys have been doing, as well as coming up with a plan. In addition, we're working on some additional content that we can provide you with. So we really, really appreciate you guys extending and doing a slightly longer term. I think on one end, it'll be an opportunity to really provide immense impact in your communities, but 2, it'll give us an opportunity to invest in you as well. So just thank you very much for the work that you're doing. I know Erica is out of office today, so she's not here, but on the next call, she'll be able to jump on and share some more. Hey, Alia, if there's no other questions,
Yep.
do you think that maybe we can give the leads back some time and provide them with the emails in case they have any questions and feedback?
They can ask on the WhatsApp.
Okay, cool. I will quickly just reiterate a few points, guys, and I'll just let you go so you can go back early. 1 second. So,
We have one question.
yeah. Oh, there is a question. What is the question? Oh, okay. This is a good question. Rafi, he's asking if you have an event that combines a showcase, an event, and a hands-on work, should we submit 2 or 3 times? No, because I hope you guys can see this. The goal is for us to, the reason we're reporting is for us to measure our goal. Our goal is impact, right? How many students have we impacted and what kind of technology? So if you have a unified event that has all these different components, only submit it once, right? Submit it once. And then in the second question, let me see if I have. So in this question, that's where you elaborate. Hey, this was a combination of an event, a workshop, and a showcase. And you can go through and you can add in, right? The most important thing is that you're sharing with us how many people that you impacted with your work, because that's truly, truly the most important thing, because we want to be able to provide you with relevant support. So if it is a mixed thing, still submit one. And then provide additional detail in this area. Cool. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading the question. Just 1 second. So the question is, when we start to develop a showcase for local businesses, it might take a long time. Is there a deadline? No. So there won't be a deadline. However, once an event is hosted, I encourage you to submit the form same day, right? That's the whole reason the form is so short now, is that you can do it immediately. If something is in planning, don't worry about submitting it while it's in planning. When it's been completed, that's when you submit the form. Now, if you need support with planning, that's something that we are going to work on as an additional resource, where let's say, so this is specific to post activity, to plan out stuff. We're going to be coming up with a resource for that as well, in case you need additional support. Cool. I hope that answered the question. And by the way, I'll add in all of these questions and the answers and write it out and put it in this deck. And then we can send the deck to you guys so you have it as a resource.
Natalia, do you have something to say?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
How are we doing? No more questions for me?
We have new question on chat.
Alia, you said there's another question? Project start. Can you elaborate on the question? It says that in the showcase form, there are times the project start. Can you explain that question a little bit for me, Alia?
I don't know. Let me ask.
You hear the music in the background.
Music, sorry.
No, it's good. It's a good thing.
Nantala, can you translate the Rafi question?
Is it? Wait.
On the YouTube chat?
Apa sih? Maksudnya apa sih? Ntar dulu, gue ketinggalan nih. Apa sih? Maksudnya apa sih, Dek? Ini otak, ini udah malam nih, nggak nyambung nih. Bundanya nih udah setengah.
So Rafi asking about if he feel unified
collaboration.
Yeah. No collaboration. No. Unified event.
Can you? I'm sorry, both of you were talking. I'm sorry.
Jadi Raffi nanya kalau tadi kan banyak event di di submit satu aja, nggak usah berkali-kali. Nah, poinnya apa aja itu Raffi tanya tuh.
Poinnya maksudnya?
Iya, tadi kan ada yang tanya kalau misalnya dalam satu event banyak kegiatan gitu loh. Dalam satu acara ada event, ada workshop, ada showcase.
If they done two three kinds activity, like one is for showcase, one is for the event or workshop, one is for the, let's say, whatever project. So in one form, how they will do the report?
Yeah, so it's not going to be in one form. The thing is, if they were different activities, it's important for us to know that they're different activities. So if there was a workshop on day 1, a showcase on day 3, and a project that was done over the course of a week, those things require 3 different submissions. Again, the point is that's why the form is so much shorter now and so much easier, because we do need that. Honestly, and guys, you guys are doing really amazing work in your clubs. You understand the importance of this program, and the data and the details that you guys provide us allow us to invest in the program, right? So we need to understand all the unique kind of events and projects that you're working on. So if you've done 3, I know that takes a little bit of time, but we've entrusted you as being leaders in your community. It's really important for you to share those things. So if there's different events, you need to share a different form for that. If you have one event that was, on one day and you had a lot of different things going on, then you submit one form, right? If it's an event, workshop, and a showcase in one, submit one form. If it's done on different days and it's reaching different people, you need to submit unique forms. And for projects, each unique project needs to have a submission. And I promise you, I showed you how the form works. They take less than 2 minutes to quickly fill out. And the importance of that, I hope that today's call has conveyed how important sharing this work, because it's the only way that as leads you get to communicate with us. I know you're chatting through WhatsApp. I know you're chatting through emails, but that's not the official way. And
Okay.
if Erica or another Googler is curious about how, a university in Surabaya is doing, they should join and see.
Komal,
It's contingent upon you. Yep.
sometime in Indonesia we don't have any much day to do an activities.
You don't have.
So we don't have any much day to do the activity. Sometimes we do one day activity. Sometimes we do one day activity, and in one day we have multiple activities.
Oh, interesting. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Can you give me an example?
Example is like say, let's say university um, uh, graduation.
Okay.
On the university graduation, the leads create an speakership event, and then also in the same day they have a workshop, and on the front of room for workshop and event they have a showcase.
Okay. So my question would be this, right? If we want to understand the impact, the number of people that we're affecting with our work, right? Use your judgment. So just understand that the goal of the form is for you to be able to share the amount of impact you're having.
Oh, I see. So you don't have you don't want to double account for the participant, right?
Exactly. The goal is, and guys, like this is the form, it's a tool.
Okay.
And the tool is however you want to use it. There are some guidelines. I just want you to know what our perspective is. But the key things that we're trying to find out is the number of people that you impact,
Okay.
right? If you have multiple events, or let's say you have the series, right? This was an example that came up. So I'm a lead and I have a workshop on Android and I'm hosting it today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow, 3 days. But they're only the same students and it's the same content, right? You only submit it once because you've only impacted those same students.
Okay.
It's about impact, right? So if you're impacting more people, think about it. Use your judgment, use your autonomy to say, hey, what do I want Google? What do I want my point of contacts to know about the work that I'm doing? What do you want to share? It's not mandatory, right? It's about what do you want to share. But I think it's important for you to know how do we use it because it's the only tool that we have to understand the work you're doing. I hope that helps.
Okay. So this is based on participant number, not on day or not the series or something like that.
Exactly. It's the most important thing is how many people are you helping, are you impacting with your, whether it's a content or your speakers or your showcase? How many people have walked away impacted by your work?
Let's say in one day I have 500 people attending the showcase, and then 100 of them attending the speakership, the and then 200 workshop. So how do I report this?
It's up to you. If you want to share one form, one thing saying that, that's one thing. If I was you and I knew that, hey, from a hands-on perspective, 100 have gotten a hands-on experience, I would submit one form for a hands-on experience. I would say, workshop, here's the content, whatever details you can provide, right? So if I'm a lead and I've got 500 people there, 100 went through a workshop, the rest have gone through a showcase, I would do a form for the workshop. I'd say, you know what, this group of people learned hands-on experience. And I want to make sure that they know their experience was different than the other 300 or 400 that went through a showcase where they were just getting exposure to projects and learning about it, right? So every situation is going to be unique situations like that. It's up to you, as long as you know that the goal is to be able to share the impact that you're creating, right?
Okay.
With people as well as with the community.
Let me try explain in Indonesia. Natalia, you can correct me. So, jadi intinya adalah kita nggak mau ada double accounting atau kalian ngisi angka peserta itu apa ya berulang-ulang gitu. Misalnya dalam satu hari ada 3 acara. Nah, kita nggak mau tiga-tiganya itu 500, 500, 500. Biasanya dalam sehari itu yang lihat expo 500 orang, yang 100 itu ikut seminar, yang 200 ikut workshop. Nah, ya dilaporin aja 200, 100 sama 200. Tidak terus 500 kali 3 gitu, enggak. Itu kan ya. Nah, kira-kira seperti itu. Terus atau kalau kalian punya event misalnya belajar Android 3 hari, orangnya sama. Ini sekali reportnya. Enggak 3 kali. Karena orangnya sama dan eventnya juga sama. Kalau misalnya 3 hari, yang satu Android, satu Kotlin, satu Cloud, ya itu juga 3, meskipun orangnya sama, tapi materinya beda. Itu kan, Nat?
Ya.
Ya, jadi kalau materinya sama, orangnya sama sekali aja. Kalau materinya beda, orangnya beda, ya beda-beda.
I really wish I understood.
It's like I was understood there. So the point is, if they have a different topic, but the participant is same, so it's only one form.
No.
No. That's a different question. We can answer that question too.
Different topic, same participant, different reporting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same topic, same people, multiple day, one form.
One form, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
One day, multiple event, and then different participant, different form.
And guys, whenever you have questions, if you have a question, that's when you go in and you just ask us, right? And it's our responsibility to make sure that we're responsive and we're supporting you and guiding you through that. Because in Indonesia, it's going to be different than it is in India or in SSA. Each university is going to be different. They're going to have different kinds of events, and we don't have the answer for everything, right? So today, this is the form that we have, and it's based on feedback of what we've experienced. But let's figure it out together. So my ask of you, because we have 1 minute left, is try it out. And as there's more stuff that comes up, let's figure it out together and we'll keep making it better, right? Those are the most important. If you take anything away, it's, hey, here's the link. I'm going to try it out for anything that's not reported and moving forward. And as and when I have questions, I'm going to ask and we're going to figure it out together. Okay?
Komal, I have a question on that. Wait a second.
Sure. Oh, by the way, I might get kicked out of this room. So just a heads up. One day, multiple events, different participants. So how about this? Why don't I take this and we do a written answer for each one and we add it into the deck? Because I'm going to get kicked out of the room. The goal is, again, we're trying to understand the impact, right? So if you have 10 people and those 10 people on the same day are going through a workshop where they're getting a particular kind of content on Android, and then they walk over to the showcase where they learn about different projects, and then they go to a speaker event that's on PWA, those are 3 different forms, right? Because they learned about something new. They learned about Android. They got exposure to projects, and then they learned about PWA. I am getting kicked out though, Alia, so let's get all the questions and create a FAQ document, and I'll put it in the deck, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you guys. Bye.
Bentar, kita masih lanjut ya. Nat, ada yang mau sampaikan?
Nggak ada.
Yakin?
Nggak ada, otak gue udah nggak sinkron nih.
Minggu depan Rabu sih jadi kan ya, yang sama Dan itu.
Aduh, Rabu ya.
Rabu. So guys, minggu depan ada materi baru dari Google. Selain ya mirip-mirip kayak Cloud lah, nanti kita akan bikin kayak pilot gitu. Dan materinya adalah teneng dialog flow. Gue udah punya kaosnya.
Aku juga punya kaosnya.
Masa?
Ya kan yang kita nyolong itu kan.
Dialog flow.
Ya, itu kata bos. Lu pakai kaos itu emang lu ngerti apa artinya katanya?
Kagak ngerti.
Makanya kurang ajar banget ya.
Oke lah, nanti pertanyaan-pertanyaan ditulis di chat aja nanti kita. Belum, masih kita
masih dengerin kita nih.
Iya, masih. Nanti pertanyaan ditulis aja di chat. Terus kita akan coba tanya ke Komal. Kira-kira jawabannya kayak apa?
Iya, ini kan karena masih baru ya, masih tune in sana, tune in sono ya. Jadi kalau kalian ada pertanyaan ya dikolek rame-rame.
Oke.
Terus kita tanyain kalau pas apa weekly meeting.
Oke, ada lagi pengumuman-pengumuman?
Pengumuman apa ya? Untuk yang minggu depan Niken sama ini ya, sama Jason ya ke Jakarta ya.
Ngapain?
Cloud Summit sih.
Oh iya, selamat ya yang mau ke Jakarta.
Sisa kan ada 5 orang, 3 orang itu
Mampir ke kantor gak?
nanti Senin update-nya ya untuk yang kelima orang karena nanti Senin kita ada meeting tuh sama si Vibavi. Kita nge-sync dulu.
Oke. Kalau mampir kantor jangan lupa ke pantry.
Jangan bikin malu ya adik-adik ya. Yang malu di sini, bukan kalian yang malu. Kalian cuma tamu. Misalnya aku kan kerja di sini ya kan.
Oke, kalau nggak ada kita tutup lah.
Melototin sama orang. Dari gua sih nggak ada apa-apaan nih.
Oke.
Cuma itu aja ya si
Yang cloud ya.
Cloud Summit sama si AOG itu kan.
Ya, AOG Rabu minggu depan ya.
Rabu minggu depan standby ya, Dek.
Ya, action on Google ini materinya sangat keren. Buat kemarin aja sampai terpesona gitu. Ini solusi bagi kalian yang jomblo-jomblo. Bisa bikin apa ya, virtual assistant gitulah.
Iya. Kalau pertanyaan mengenai form, kita coba dulu aja ya. Coba dulu, kalau ada bingungan baru, kalau ada masalah baru tanyain.
Ya.
Oke, nggak ada lagi kan?
Oke.
Pulang ya.
Ya. Bye Natalia.
Daul.
Nah, bye.
Guys.
See you Rabu.